Hey guys, guess who's back? I'm actually wearing my glasses for a video for once, so that's pretty snazzy, I guess. My screen is reflecting off them, which just looks really weird. Let me turn down my brightness. Oh crap, there we go. So that's not as bad. So basically what I did here, this is my newest web shooter. This is the version 6. So let me just explain what has happened with the different versions of web shooters so far. The version 4 got completed. It was it was an upgrade from version 3, but it wasn't the best done because I was using a new propulsion system to shoot the web. So it just I just kind of was trying to figure out how to get the electronics to work, wasn't really focusing on aesthetics. So that kind of meh. So I started on the V5 and it's mostly done. However, I'm rewiring it currently, and I have the new propulsion unit done, which I'll show you at the end, but unfortunately cannot use it at the moment because its batteries are low, and money's tight, so I can't really buy new batteries, so that kind of sucks. But here's the newest one. It is pretty simple. I'm surprised nobody's figured this out yet, but let me just put it on. The battery pack is under this buckle, so that when I buckle it, it holds all the batteries in. I don't know if you can see that. Let me get a better angle. So right there's the batteries. And so that way they'll stay in, because I had a problem with them falling out. That way all I have to do is change the batteries to unbuckle it. So it's just a pump right here, and then the nozzle's right here. The button to turn it on is right here, which is just this little button I made with an erector set, and then this is from like a dish strainer fold up thing. I'm not really sure what they're called. But then this is where the web cartridge goes in. These are my cartridges I'm using. They are just the little things that you can get like flowers in, like when you get a rose for a show or something. They come with these little water things on the bottom, but I'm filling them up with webbing, obviously. The good thing about having a pump built on is that you don't actually have to pressurize the cartridges, which is pretty convenient. I don't have to mess with butane and explode myself, so that's nice. So to load it, you literally only have to push that in right there. That's all I gotta do. So then, that's all ready to go. Boom. I don't know if you guys can see that. So apparently there was a problem with the last video. When I shot the web shooter, or the last web shooter video I should say, when I shot the web shooter, I was shooting it on a white background and I was using white fluid, which apparently not a lot of people could see, but if you look on the door frame, it actually does show up. So everyone keeps saying, oh, you didn't shoot it, except I did. If you go to the 3 minutes and 50-second mark, you can actually see on the door frame that it comes out. But, I mean, what can you do? I did actually shoot it, though. You just can't see it because it has a white background. Please, guys, listen to what I'm saying in the videos, because I'm narrating what I'm doing. I know it gets kind of old, but, like, I'll say, hey, I'm shooting it now. But anyway, so let me get a dark background for me to shoot that on. So, let me... sorry, this camera works crap. I'm using a Chromebook that my school gave me. So let me just shoot this. 3, 2, 1. That's not too bad. I can get about 10 shots max from a cartridge, which I'm going to have more cartridges around this strap, because 10 shots is pretty good for a cartridge this size, but it's not the best. I mean, I would like to have multiple cartridges. I just don't have any of these little vial things left. So that's how much webbing I have left. So I only used up half a cartridge there. Plus I have the stuff in the fuel line, so even after this is empty, I will still have the stuff in here to shoot. So the nozzle is just a pencil cap that I put a L-shaped tube right there, tube thing Then I put this little gear piece on it just because I like it. This one I was focusing more on aesthetics and actually shooting a web than anything else. The old web shooter used a syringe, then it was connected to another syringe. So you pull this on the syringe and it would pull the fluid out of the other one. Then the nozzle would be on a three-way valve with the two syringes connecting. And then there would be a piece that held the syringe up and then elastic. So when I pushed down the button, it would pull the syringe down, then it would push the fluid out of the nozzle. Yeah, I can't English. And so it would shoot it out of the nozzle. With the version 5, I actually completely got rid of that because I have the new propulsion system, which is back mounted, meaning I can have a larger cartridge and a larger range, and so that's pretty jazzy. And then this one is just obviously this, and then it has a pump right there. So it's a more electronic propulsion than the other one. The other one was just like, it was just utilizing basically hydraulics, but there wasn't another pump on the other end. It was basically three-way hydraulics, which is kind of complicated, but at the same time not really. I don't know, I'm just rambling. But so I got this, which is pretty good for what I mean, the size and all. But the only problem I have with it is the first couple of shots you can shoot like up in the air or something, but towards the end you kind of have to get it down there. Like you have to point it kind of downwards. If you look in some of the Amazing's old videos, you notice like before he shoots he goes like that, and that's pulling it towards the bottom of the cartridge where it can thus shoot out. Because if you have it up here and you're shooting this way, then all the fluid goes this way and you're just shooting out whatever you're using to compress it. Unless you're like me using a pump built in. So that's my only peeve with it. There's not really a way to fix it. I guess I could have like a stopper that pushes up as it goes, but I think that would be a bit too complicated for this. And anyways, this was just a little experiment that I was like trying out. I was like, oh, this is too stupid to work. And then it actually worked, so I was pretty surprised. This is actually, I wasn't sure if I was going to tell you guys this, but what I actually used as the pump is literally, it was one of those little tiny soap dispensers that you can buy. Like, you put your hand under it and then it turns on. I took the circuit from that to make a spider sense device, and I had this pump left over, and so that was pretty nice. The only problem with the spider sense device was it was using a motion sensor rather than an infrared sensor. So if you have a motion sensor like attached to you and you're moving, it thinks it's staying in one spot, so it thinks everything else is moving. So I wouldn't be able to like move if I had the spider sense device on unless I used infrared, because with infrared not everything's moving. It's only if something infrared comes in front of it. So yeah, I'm trying to get my hands on a PIR sensor. I'm just really poor, so but it's just money's tight, guys. But so that's not bad for a modded soap dispenser with a little battery pack and some salvaged little things. Also, I have a label maker because I'm a weirdo, so I made like a label for that. This is Web Shooter version 6. But then these are just cut off gloves that I was using for my Spider-Man cosplay. I went to a Comic-Con in my area, and I was the homemade suit Spider-Man. Actually, let me get the mask for that. So this is actually the mask. This side fell off. I have yet to fix it, but I actually built like these shutter lens things, which I really like. And I had, of course, this was the jacket that I made. So yeah, I actually found a vest that was red and like the right material and right size, and it didn't have sleeves, so that was really convenient. Only thing was I had to wear like something with a hood under it, which is kind of meh, but I mean, what can you do? Anyways, I'm getting off track, I'm sorry. So that's the new web shooter. You just, like I said, that's pretty good, I think, for just some spare parts and a little bit of time. It actually didn't take really any time at all to make. Now I had some extra leather laying around from an old cosplay, so I just covered it with leather, which I think looks really nice, especially with the glove. So I really like that, especially for the size. It's not too big. Now, I promised you guys I would show you the new propulsion unit. Let me just take this off. So that's just a clip. Pretty simple. Not bad, I don't think. But, so this is the new propulsion device for the new web shooter. This is a 12-volt pump I bought I went on vacation to Tennessee, so I bought this 12-volt pump. And then I have a 12-volt power supply, which is just 8 batteries and they're all wired in series, so each battery is 1.5 volts. So when you wire something in series, it just adds the voltage. So if I have 2, that's 3 volts. So I need 12 volts to run that. So if I have 1.5 plus 1.5, that's 3 volts. So 2 would be 3 volts, 4 would be 6 volts, and then twice that would be 12 volts. So 8 batteries. So 8 AA batteries, all wired in series, which is a lot, which is why I don't currently have enough to power it. I actually did have enough, but they died, which really sucks. But so I know it works. Then I just have the output of the pump going to the top of this bottle. Then the bottle gets pressurized, and then the webbing goes through this little tube at the bottom, and then it comes up through here, then to this tube to the web shooter. Then this is just for the button to press that turns on the pump. I actually have the web shooter over here. It looks kind of crappy at the moment because I took the coverings off because I was working on it. But yeah, this is what's left of the V3/V4/V5. Because I'm just rewiring everything. I now have an FM transmitter built in and an electric lighter, and it can also be rechargeable. The web shooter itself, like the gadgets, not this obviously, because that would be kind of excessive. Trying to pull 12 volts from a LiPo would be just crazy. It'd probably light on fire. But the reason I have this tubing going in a loop is because I did have it coming straight up with the previous model where I was just experimenting with it, but that kept getting the tubing crimped, so I did that. And also, to reload the cartridge, I just need to unplug that and take off the lid for this. I just have a little piece on the top that this snaps onto. I just unscrew the lid. So I think that's pretty good. I accidentally squeezed the bottle, which put a little bit of pressure under it. So it is now shooting out of the nozzle on the web shooter. So yeah, that's not too bad. But I'm wearing it in a camelback book bag. So it's actually pretty concealed in the camelback, and it fits really well. I was using a regular backpack, but it shook around, and a camelback is like a thinner, longer pouch, I guess. I'm not really sure how to word that, but like a thinner, longer place to put it in. So that was nice, how that worked out. So yeah, I have this pump, that way I don't need to pressurize this giant cartridge. I can now get a soda bottle's worth of webbing. I was going to use a 2-liter, but then I was like, yeah, it's a bit excessive. I'm probably not going to use a 2-liter in one night, so I mean, plus I don't know if I can supply that much webbing on my current budget. But I also have this. I built this a while back, but I found a little bug spray container. And you press the top and it would squirt out. It's pretty generic, I mean. But, so I have a bracket that you mount that on, so this pushes the bug spray container, and then it has a little thing up here to where it shoots out, like it sprays like a little tiny web. But that was basically crap, so this is just what's left of that. Just thought I'd show you that. I'm just sitting in here with all my web shooters. Just debris of web shooters just everywhere. Yeah, I feel kind of accomplished by this. I'm not really sure why. I really like this. Except the fact that it doesn't completely work. It gets... that eye sticks sometimes, and it's really annoying. When I'm wearing it, it doesn't, usually, but I don't know what's up with that. But, yeah, it was on clearance at Walmart for like $9, so I can probably fix it anyways. Anyways, sorry this video has gotten so long. I just wanted to do an update with all the things I've been doing. Yeah. I finally got a camera. It's my school's Chromebook, because I finally went to school on Wednesday for the first time after summer, so that kind of sucks. But at least I got a camera out of it. So it'll refill the web fluid container since it's getting kind of low. I don't know if you can see that. But this is some webbing. It was under high pressure. It's xanthan gum, yeast, hydrogen peroxide, a little bit of white glue, acetone, and pectin. Sorry, pectin is what they use to make Jello. So imagine like a web that's like a rubbery type stuff, because the Jello stuff, when it dries out, it actually works really well for like to add elasticity, which is really nice. So that's pretty jazzy, I think. I would like to change to the methyl ethyl keratone or ketone version of the webbing that the human spider came up with. But I currently do not have access to that, even though it's a couple bucks on eBay. Or butanone. It's known as both methyl ethyl keratone and butanone, according to Wikipedia. So, yeah, I'd like to do that sometime. See, what I think people are missing about that, everybody's just trying to find better and better ways to dissolve the polystyrene. I believe methyl ethyl keratone, you shouldn't just use polystyrene. Why not use other stuff? Use what we were using to make plasticky webs before, but instead of using water to dissolve it, use methyl ethyl keratone. That way you can get your strong webs rather than styrofoam webs. But I mean, that's just me. So I would like to get some of that to experiment with. But to refill this cartridge, you literally just pour some in. I have a higher viscosity version, but it's the problem with the version 6, since it's such a small pump, it can't really shoot high viscosity fluids. So I have to stick with kind of low viscosity ones, which would be fine with the methyl ethyl keratone. But unfortunately, like I said, I don't have that currently. But that's why I like this pump, because it's super powerful. It can get up to like 300 or 30 psi, 30 psi. I can't remember what it said, but it was something that was pretty substantial. So I could shoot high viscosity fluids out of that, so that would be nice. But for now, I'm just going to stick with this little more stealthy one. Yeah, so one more time. Just a couple more shooting at the end. Also, guys, I don't know if you noticed, but I got my braces off. I'm currently wearing my retainer, but I feel accomplished. So here we go. So sorry if I'm lisping a little bit. I have that retainer in. But so... forgot to position it downwards. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I had the cartridge at an angle so air was escaping into the fuel line rather than pushing out that. So yeah, that wasn't a flaw with the web shear. That was just I accidentally put the cartridge in wrong. So let me get fuel in the line again. Let me get some toilet paper so it doesn't go everywhere. That sounded fantastic. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, this is the half-empty cartridge, by the way, or half-full, whichever way you want to look at the world. But, by the way, so I have 2 cartridges. I'm not going to use the other one because I'm saving it for later. So, yeah, that's that. Pretty happy with that, actually. So, thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video, and yeah, peace. Thumbnail.